Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Hello learners, welcome to Unacademy and the series on the Essay Enrichment Program. I am Anika Gupta and I will be taking this session. So in the first video, we saw what is the essay paper about, what are the common mistakes made, how to write an essay, how we have two sections, we write two sections, 4 topics per section and 1000 to 1200 words is the word limit, the kind of language to be used. Now in today's session, we are going to discuss the common mistakes in the essay paper. So what is an essay? An essay is a clean slate. Unlike a GS paper where we have a particular topic. So what does the GS paper ideally look like? If this is the question paper or the answer sheet, there will be some question written here. This question is going to have a particular aim or objective which is going to be same for everyone. What the question means is absolutely same for every aspirant reading that question. And we have just 2 to 3 sheets to write our answer. Maximum 150 words for a 10 marker to 250 words for a 15 marker question. Essay is different. In an essay paper, we have a word limit of 1000 to 1200 words. 1000 to 1200 words, which is very different from GS paper. Secondly, we are just given a topic. These days, the topic is philosophical. It has a philosophical theme. And we are expected to understand and write whatever we understand from this topic. My idea of or my understanding of the topic could be different from yours. And this is why essay is a clean slate. It is all about कि आपने क्या समझा और उसको अपने examiner को convince किया कि this is my understanding. It's not necessary that everybody approaches a topic the same way. And this is why there is a variation in marks right from 80 to 170. This year the highest has been in the bracket of 140, 145. Even then this is a very big variation. So what is essay? A clean slate where we have to sell the idea. This is how I like to put it. It's a clean slate. You have 8 to 10 pages to write what you believe in, what you understand from the topic, and sell it to the examiner. Which implies we need to believe in our own idea. If you don't believe in your idea, how will you convince the examiner of what you are writing? So it's important that you believe in your idea and you convince the examiner that this is what I am saying with the help of relevant examples, references, data, etc. So this should, as I have said already, it should come across to the examiner. So what you believe in your idea, this idea should come across to the examiner in the essay. This brings us to an important aspect, which is you cannot learn how to write good essay in a day. So although essay paper is as big as an entire GS1, so we have GS1, the syllabus is varied from, it includes geography, ancient history, medieval history, modern history, world history, culture, society, but essay is just one paper which is as big as this GS1, GS2, GS3 because the marks is the same, 250 marks and very scoring. This implies we should respect the exam and we should practice. Practice is the only key. Nobody can teach you how to write a good essay. A good essay can only be understood with the help of practice. You need to make mistakes in your practice, learn from them, apply them again and then write a good essay. Now syllabus, we've already seen the syllabus. Again, there is a syllabus given in the notification and the syllabus says candidates are expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, arrange their ideas in an orderly fashion and to write concisely. If you can write a thought in 1 paragraph, do not take 4 paragraphs. अगर आप कोई भी चीज़ एक पैराग्राफ में लिख सकते हो तो आप उसको 4, 5, 6 पैराग्राफ्स में क्यों लिखोगे? ब्रीफ में लिखेंगे जिस तरह हम जीएस में ब्रीफली लिखते हैं एंड ऑफ कोर्स जो टॉपिक था उसी के बारे में लिखेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है कि टॉपिक का एक कीवर्ड उठाया उस पर ऐसे लिख दिया. This is not how we will approach an essay. And it is this which will come with practice. So candidates are expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, arrange ideas in an orderly fashion, and to write concisely. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. Exact also comes from concisely. अगर आपका essay concise होगा तो वो effective भी होगा and exact भी होगा. इन तीनों चीज़ों से हमारा यही चीज़ें अप्लाई होती हैं. Now, we can take several examples, which we will do in the course of this video, but if you have any feedback, you have some points which you want to discuss, please feel free to mention in the comments and we will discuss those. What are the common mistakes? The objective of today's session. So let's look at the common mistakes. Common mistake number 1. Writing essay with a GS type framework. This is the most common problem. We have conditioned our mind कि हमें GS के मेंस के आंसर्स लिखने हैं, जिसके अंदर हम फॉलो करते हैं introduction leads to issues, leads to challenges, leads to solution and way forward. So we always do an introduction. जब भी हमें कोई क्वेश्चन मिलेगा, मान लेते हैं हेल्थ केयर. व्हाट इज़ हेल्थ केयर? कुछ डेटा देंगे हम अपने आंसर में, कुछ उसके इश्यूज लिखेंगे, क्या चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं इन टैकलिंग दीज इश्यूज, व्हाट आर द गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स. तो यूजुअली हम सोल्यूशन के अंदर गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स लिख देंगे एंड देन वील राइट अ वे फॉरवर्ड. बट दिस इज नॉट हाउ वी राइट एन एसे. एंड रिमेंबर द फैक्ट दैट फॉर दिस सेटअप, for this entire framework, you have GS 1, 2, 3 as well as your optional paper. So an essay paper has to be different. This is not what is an essay paper and is the most common mistake made by students. We will read the topic, we will pick up the keyword which is closer to our GS, जिसको हमने बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ा है, and we will end up following this. For example, sustainable development is the peace policy of the future. The essay is not about sustainable development. This is not the core of the topic. Sustainable development is the peace policy of the future. Yes, हम sustainable development पढ़ते हैं GS 3 में, economy में, environment में, but the essay is not about how do you ensure sustainable development, why is it important, what are the measures being taken for it. ये सिलेबस, ये टॉपिक नहीं है. टॉपिक इज़ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट क्यों या फिर किस तरह से फ्यूचर में पीस इंश्योर करने के लिए एक साधन है, एक माध्यम है. सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट इज़ द पीस पॉलिसी ऑफ द फ्यूचर एंड हाउ डू वी इंश्योर दिस. सो वाई, व्हाट इज़ द रोल ऑफ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट इन इंश्योरिंग पीस इन द फ्यूचर? दिस इज़ द टॉपिक. Even today is the future compared to the past, so we can give examples of today of how अगर sustainable development किया था तो आज peace ensure हो रहा है. But you cannot write an essay on sustainable development. This is the common mistake where we write our essay in the GS type framework. हमने पहले ही डिसाइड करके जाते हैं कि हमारा एक पहले से निर्धारित ढांचा है हमारे माइंड में. So this is why essay needs practice. This is why practice चाहिए essay के पेपर में, because we have to break this mindset. This GS type framework mindset, ये एक पहले से जो निर्धारित सोच है हमारी, उसको ब्रेक करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. The second common mistake. You have a topic, you will focus on only one part of the topic instead of the whole topic. So focusing on only one part of the topic and writing an unbalanced essay. This is similar to a GS question. There were two parts to the question. You picked one part, wrote it, you did not attempt the second part, which is very fatal. बहुत नुकसानदायक है. Similarly, for example, we have a topic, is cryptocurrency the beginning of something great? There can be a student who will pick cryptocurrency, write an essay. ये तो common mistake number 1 हो गई कि हमने GS का framework उठाया और essay लिख दिया. So is cryptocurrency the beginning of something great? ये first mistake. Second mistake, हमें लगा कि is cryptocurrency the beginning of something great? Yes बोला, और yes के ऊपर yes भी हो सकता था आंसर, no भी हो सकता था. ये essay का पेपर है, तो आपने yes बोला और yes के ऊपर पूरा essay का paper लिख दिया, essay लिख दिया in 1000 to 1200 words and you end your essay. This is ideally not suggested. You have to write a balanced essay. You will give both points, yes as well as no. And when we do that, you will be able to see that it becomes a balanced essay. You've given your points for yes, you've given your points for no, you've been able to conclude it. You've picked a side and you've said maybe yes, maybe no. जो भी आपका सोच चल रहा है essay में. But you cannot just pick one side and write an entire essay, or you can just keep picking examples instead of adding argument or value to the topic. This is the common mistake too. Let's take second example. The best protection any woman can have is courage. So there are students who've written these essays, and common mistake, the best protection any woman can have is courage. Line से examples दे दिए of courageous women, starting with Rani Lakshmibai. Is that what the topic is? The best protection any woman can have is courage. No. Few dimensions which we could mention in this topic. The best protection any woman can have is courage. It's talking about the best protection. What does it mean? It means if a woman is courageous, no matter how many legislations you make Domestic Violence Act, you make Dowry Act, anything, no matter how many legislations you make, unless the woman is courageous, these legislations cannot be implemented successfully. So the best protection a woman can have is courage. Courage is internal, it's intrinsic to a woman. Courage, it's not extrinsic. So she is not dependent कि कोई और पहले मेरी मदद करेगा तो मैं अपनी मदद कर पाऊंगी. It is similar to you have to help yourself. So the best protection any woman can have is courage. Now there are, as I said, it could be unbalanced where we say nahi, either a yes or a no, or we just focus on one part of the essay, woman and courage, complete. This is wrong. It is not a good essay. It becomes a weak essay. I would not say wrong, I would just say it is a weak essay. Now coming to common mistake number 3. In the common mistake number 3, there is a pre-decided mindset on how to approach the essay. For example, we looked at this topic, the best protection any woman can have is courage. A person goes to the exam hall, he's practiced a lot of essays and is very confident that if a topic comes on women, I will open dimensions in the context of political, economic, social, technological, and I will write my essay. But what is this? This is a pre-decided mindset. It's a preset mindset कि मुझको सिर्फ यही 4 dimensions में खोलना है, इनके examples लिखने हैं. Worst case, I will add example from ethics. I will give one example from history. I will give example from history, from ethics, from social justice, vulnerable sections of the society, या North India, South India. And my essay is complete, बहुत सारी dimensions ले ली. But what is this? This is a preset approach. You've already gone to the exam hall. Why is it bad? Because it is irrespective of the demands of the topic. Your approach now is not dependent on what is being asked. आप एक mind लेके गए हो कि मैं तो यही करूँगा. ये मेरे 5 examples हैं या 20 examples हैं. 5 first essay में, 5 second essay में, essay हो गया. An essay has to be organic. It cannot be independent of the topic being asked. One of the first things in the syllabus was keep closely to the subject of the essay. The last statement was effective and exact expression. So you have to be focused on the topic. This is the key idea. Your essay cannot be all over the place. Same approach for both topics. Now if you have a pre-decided mindset, we might feel कि एग्जामिनर को पता नहीं चलेगा कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. आजकल एक बहुत कॉमन स्टेटमेंट है कि I will write the thesis statement. There are some students who have scored good marks with this, but it's a risky proposition. I personally don't like the thesis. I've never been able to do this. That again, what does this mean? It means everybody has a different approach. You might be able to write a good essay with the thesis statement. So it's totally up to you, but you cannot have the same approach for both topics. अगर हम दोनों टॉपिक्स में एक प्री डिसाइडेड माइंडसेट या जीएस फ्रेमवर्क के साथ ऐसे लिख रहे हैं, सो देयर इज नथिंग न्यू फॉर द एग्जामिनर, देयर इज नथिंग न्यू विच कैप्चर्स द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द एग्जामिनर, and then it becomes a very weak essay, average marks. So what is the impact of this pre-decided mindset? It reduces the effectiveness of the ideas being put across. You may have a very unique idea, but आपका वो एक framework था, already decided था, examiner कहेगा I have read so many essays which were based on the similar lines, I'm not expecting anything new and interesting. So it will reduce the effectiveness of your essay. The examiner can see through this plan and strategy, and there is a possibility of scoring average marks. Next mistake, common mistake number 4. In this, there is a problem in introduction and conclusion. A lot of us, again, this is also similar to a pre-decided mindset. We go to the exam hall and we have it clear in our mind that the introduction, we will start the introduction with the introduction should start with an anecdote. We go to the exam hall with this thought. The conclusion should end, the essay should end with a quote. The point which I had mentioned in the anecdote, I will bring it to the conclusion. The reference to the anecdote, the person or the situation mentioned in the anecdote, I will bring it to the conclusion and end my essay. But maybe there is no link and you try to force the anecdote situation to the conclusion. It's not necessary. It does not ensure that your essay is complete only and only when you refer the anecdote in the conclusion, after the quote, before the quote. That's not necessary. There are no rules in the essay paper. An essay paper, the only rule is it should be grammatically correct. There should be a flow. You should be able to put your point effectively across. And when we are able to do that, you will be able to, it is a good essay. Because there is a flow, it's a very smooth read. Then what are other problems in introduction? It's not related to the topic. We've already referred examples of not being related to the topic. So it's too short or too long. The introduction is too short. It's like half a page. I have seen conclusions which were just one paragraph. And they said, in conclusion, we can say that. Why do we have to say in conclusion? In our mains answers, do we write conclusion specially? Do we give a heading conclusion and then conclude? No, we don't do that. Then why do you do that in an essay paper? So, writing the heading conclusion should be avoided. The examiner should himself feel that we are going towards a conclusion. Take this equivalent to reading a Hindu article. When we read the Hindu and an editorial in the newspaper, when you read the editorial in the Hindu, it does not say to conclude. It is very smooth. You will see it will start with some introduction. There will be a heading, some points on it, heading, some points on it, but it's a smooth read. One part leads to the other, leads to the next, leads to the next, and then there is a conclusion. And then it will finally conclude. So there is an introduction. I will write introduction here. Introduction अपने आप अगले पार्ट पे लेके जाएगी, जो अपने आप अगले पार्ट पे आपको पॉइंट करेगा, तो आपको लगेगा फ्लो है. हाँ, हमने पहले इस बारे में बात करी, फिर हम ऑटोमेटिकली सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द एडिटोरियल की बात कर रहे हैं, एंड देन इट विल कंक्लूड. सो दिस इज हाउ यू ऑल्सो राइट योर एसे. It is not necessary that the only examples we give are from our GS paper. आप किसी बुक का एग्जाम्पल, a book which you feel, या फिर कोई चार्ल्स डिकन्स, any. It's not necessary कि हमको जो नहीं आता है हमें वही चार्ल्स डिकन्स का ही देना है. It's just a reference. You like movies, there is a relevant movie का एक particular scenario which you can give that. आपको लग रहा है कि आपने एक real life situation देखी है, There is a real life situation which you want to highlight, which shows your thoughts on this particular topic and the argument you are making. Feel free to write. Just make sure it is crisp, simple English, no grammatical errors, and it is smooth and effective to read. So, what were the problems in introduction and conclusion? It cannot be, there are times when it's not related to the topic. It is too short or too long. 3 pages of introduction. If the introduction is 3 pages or 2.5 pages, an entire essay was 8 pages. We are left with very less. Where will you write the essay if the introduction is 2.5 pages or 3 pages? Writing the heading, which is conclusion, should not be done. Let's come to common mistakes 5. What is the 5th common mistake? The 5th common mistake is we exceed the essay by leaps and bounds. हमें लगता है कि हम छोटा छोटा लिखेंगे, नज़दीक नज़दीक लिखेंगे, 8-10 पेज में लिख देंगे, and nobody will know that we've written too much. An examiner is used to reading an essay and can see how many words, has a rough idea. So please make sure that you stick to the word limit of 1000 to 1200 words. This is the prescribed word limit in the notification itself. So your essay should be 1000 to 1200 words. A common question can be, अब words कैसे count करेंगे? How do you count the number of words in your essay? A very simple formula. Let us say this is a page of your essay. Count the number of words in a line. Count the number of. So how do? You count the number of words in a line and you count the number of lines in your single page. Let us say over here I have 4 words in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although this is very less. Of course you write around 15 lines in a page, but let's say it is 7. And you multiply this by number of pages. This is how many words you've written in your essay. Because nobody is counting the exact words. There is a ballpoint 1000 to 1200. Of course, this can be 950. You're not being penalized for it. But you're being penalized when 1000 words essay becomes a 700 word essay. It is too short. Or it becomes 2000 words. 3000 word essay. Now this is something which is not accepted because we have been given 1000 to 1200 word restriction. So stick close to it, and this is how you understand how many words you've written in your essay paper. So when you practice your essays, you can count the words and you'll understand, you'll get a clarity on how many words you are writing. ये करना बहुत ज़रूरी है हमारी प्रैक्टिस में, इसी से समझ में आएगा कि कितने words लिखे थे. Now why is it a big mistake exceeding the word limit? Because it affects the quality of second essay. Let's not forget that in the essay paper, we are getting only 3 hours. We have only 3 hours. When you have only 3 hours, what's happening? You've written 3000 words or 2000 words. So instead of 1.5 hours, you've taken 2 hours for first essay. We're left with less time for second essay. Second essay, the quality will come down. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम पहले ऐसे को दे दिया तो अगले ऐसे को कम टाइम मिला है. इसीलिए it's very important to manage your time wisely. 1.5 hours per essay. Full stop. 1.5 hours per essay is the norm. And of course, when you're writing 2000 words, you're left with less pages for the second essay. Less time, less space, everything gets affected. The amount of time you have to think for the second essay, you'll feel burdened. 1 घंटा रह गया पेपर में. I still have to write an entire essay. This is going to affect the quality of the essay, of the second essay. So this is common mistake number 5. Too long, too short. Same applies to introduction, conclusion. Too long or too short. Common mistake number 6. Essay structure. What to do? We don't know what to do in the essay structure. So by this, I'm not meaning the 30-minute structure that we discussed about in the previous video. What I'm trying to say is, should my essay have 1-page long paragraphs or smaller paragraphs? Should I write in first person? I believe I saw this. Should my anecdote be in first person? I and my father were going. Or should I mention names? Should I not write names? Should it be in third person? Should I give headings in the essay or not? So these are common questions everybody has, and there is no one answer because UPSC has not given any rules. UPSC has just said that the essay should be close to the topic, concise and exact. It does not say whether you write headings or not, whether you write in first person or third person. However, for the first two, there is still a common answer. Headings or not is something which varies. It depends on what kind of a person are you, how do you write. One page long versus small paragraphs, similar to GS answers, of course, the right answer should be small paragraphs. Nobody likes reading one page long paragraphs or two long paragraphs. Your idea should be exact, so it can come across in small paragraphs. First person is ideally avoided. You would not want to write in first person. I saw this happening. I was in the village and I saw XYZ person do this. Hence, your topic, no. We'll always try to write in the third person. Imagine this, or you can equate this with writing a report. You read a newspaper, do we read what the reporter has said or the journalist has said in the first person? If you were writing, you read the IUCN report. Is it in first person? Never in first person. This is how we write our essays as well. You always write your essay in third person. Whether you give headings or not is dependent on you. For this, there is no right answer. There is no right answer whether we give headings or not. Now we come to the bottom line. So what do we understand from all the common mistakes that we read today? Quickly recapping these for you. GS type framework not accepted. We have GS 1, 2, 3 and optional papers for this. So GS type framework should be avoided. Focusing on only one part of the essay instead of the entire topic. There is a connection between, I always say this, in the essay there are two keywords and there is a link between these two keywords. Focus on that link. This is the essay topic. Essay topic is not one part or the other. Essay topic is both connected by a link. This is the essay topic in totality. So first mistake, GS framework. Second mistake, one part of the topic and writing an essay which is unbalanced. Third mistake, pre-decided mindset. I already have decided I will do a pest analysis, nothing more, nothing less, my essay is complete. Not a good idea. Fourth mistake, introduction, conclusion were too short, or conclusion may we gave heading. Again, not a good idea. Fifth, you've exceeded the word limit. And the last common mistake is essay structure. You don't know, you've not practiced your essays. You go to the exam and now you're wondering, what was I supposed to write? Well, how do I write? So we will try to avoid this with the help of practice. And with this we come to the bottom line. So what is the bottom line? You maintain an organic flow. No predecided mindset. Preset framework लेके नहीं जाएंगे. There should be an organic flow which is dependent on the topic. Of course, when you brainstorm your topics beforehand as practice, अब student सोच सकता है ना, अगर organic flow था तो practice करने से क्या help होगा? Why should I practice essays? Because the ideas which you practice in the essay, it is going to help in bringing out points quickly. We've already seen in the previous session that there was a connection, there was a similarity in the kind of quotes being asked or in the kind of topics being given. तो वो हमको brainstorming और practice से आएगा. I've discussed we have to be positive in the essay. You cannot be overtly critical because you are writing this essay paper to become an IAS officer. And what does an IAS do? An IAS should have a solution oriented approach. An IAS should always have a solution oriented approach. An officer cannot say कि हाँ यहाँ पे तो बिल्कुल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, कुछ नहीं हो सकता, okay done, over. An officer never does that. An officer finds a solution. There are so many examples of officers who have done that. If the village was not connected by roads, we have an example from the northeast. Roads were made. So be positive in the essay, find a solution. Then write a balanced essay, again which we've discussed in the common mistakes. Believe in the masses. You are going to be a civil servant who deals with the masses, and you have to believe in them. You cannot say, this is very similar to being positive. Both are very similar yet different. So you have to believe in the masses. You cannot say India does not have a university in the top 500, so we have no scope for future education. We have no scope for higher education. We cannot say that. So you have to believe in the masses. You have to present innovative ideas or a solution approach, and you have to believe in your own idea. If you don't believe in your idea, you will not be able to convince the examiner of the argument that you are presenting. So I hope today's session has helped you understand what are the common mistakes we make in an essay paper, why they should not be made, why are they mistakes, because there is no syllabus, because UPSC has not given any guidelines, and how do we ensure that we don't make those mistakes. With this, thank you, and I will meet you in the next session. Thank you.